The Thrillerathon is a readathon. Jeez, that's a tongue twister. Hey guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. At the beginning of this year, I told myself that I would be focusing a lot more on BookTube and my Instagram, and I have been doing really well on the Instagram front. My Instagram page, boho_bookworm, all based around books as well, is doing really well. But the one thing I haven't been able to really focus on lately is BookTube, and I'm really excited this year to be getting more involved with the community and doing more readathons. That said, I'm really excited that the Thrillerathon readathon is coming up, which is hosted by Harriet Rosie. It takes place from the 17th until the 23rd of February. The Thrillerathon, that is a readathon. The Thrillerathon readathon is based around all thriller books. There's 5 challenges involved. The first challenge is to read your most anticipated thriller. For this one, I chose The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I have been very excited about this book. This is about a woman called Anna who loves to just chill out with a glass of wine and spy on her neighbours, and one day she witnesses something that she's not supposed to see. I'm a little bit nervous that this book is going to be too similar to The Girl on the Train, because I recently read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, and I felt like that was an absolute carbon copy of The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. But I have heard that a lot of people had the same fear and they actually ended up loving it, and it really surprised them. So I am really, really looking forward to it. It has been receiving incredible reviews, and therefore it is my most anticipated thriller of 2018. The second challenge is to read a thriller that's been on your TBR for the longest, and although I've only recently acquired a copy of this book because I've moved to Australia and I came here with very few books, I have had Night Film by Marisha Pessl on my TBR list for, I think it's been a couple of years. This book sounds so intriguing. It's a book about this girl who is a film director's daughter, and she's found dead in Manhattan. Although her death is ruled a suicide, this investigative journalist believes otherwise. As this journalist investigates her death and tries to discover what actually happened to her, he starts to discover the truth about her family. Apparently it's got an insane pace and it's just really suspenseful. It's also got a really different format. It looks like something, so you've actually got to try and figure out what's happening. You know, you're kind of like the journalist or the investigator, which is pretty cool. I just love this kind of format, you know, it's something a bit different from something you normally see. So I'm really, really excited to get into this. Challenge number 3 is to read a thriller that's been recently added to your TBR, and for me that is The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. Apparently in this book you're going to make assumptions, you're going to believe you know what's going on, but you should assume nothing, and no matter what you think, it's probably going to be wrong. This is a book about an ex-wife who is obsessed with her replacement. The replacement's this younger woman that's just about to marry her ex-husband. The younger woman obviously seems absolutely perfect, while the ex-wife is just this absolute disaster, crazy mess. I'm really, really excited for it, although I must say I haven't heard the best things about it lately. I hear that it starts absolutely amazingly and you're so intrigued, and then it just falls, so I am a little bit nervous for it, but hopefully I'll enjoy it. I really hold high hopes. Challenge number 4 is to read a book with the best cover, and I had to choose The Missing Girl by Jenny Quintana. I absolutely love how gorgeous it looks with the creepy dark branches and this bit of, you know, like a red scarf just blowing in this breeze. It just looks like something that's going to be really dark and suspenseful. This is about a girl called Anna whose older sister disappears, and when she disappears, Anna is so distraught that she decides to go away too, and 30 years later her mother dies. This forces her to go back to her hometown where she has to pack up her mother's life, and with that it brings memories of her past, and she starts to ask herself a question that she hasn't been able to ask herself for a long time: what really happened to her older sister? The reason I'm really excited to read this one is because Erin Kelly, who wrote He Said, She Said, which is my best read of 2018 so far, has blurbed it saying a gripping debut from a serious new talent, and on the back it says, "I read through the night, desperate to find out the truth about Gabriella. The sense of unease grows with every page as the story tiptoes line by beautifully crafted line to its devastating conclusion." So yeah, and I love the cover. I think it looks beautiful. The last challenge is to revisit an author or a book. So I've decided that if there's time to read all these books, which I honestly highly doubt I'm going to get through one because I am so busy at work. But if I do manage to get through the others, I don't reread books, but this is one I am planning to reread because I actually listened to it on Audible, and I feel like it would be a lot better in physical format than it would listening to it via Audible. And that is I You Sleeping by Kathleen Barber, which is about a family whose father gets murdered, and you know, someone gets convicted of the murder. Years later, this crime podcast gets released that becomes this mega hit, and this woman's basically saying that she thinks the wrong man was convicted, she wants the case to be reopened, and it just becomes this huge speculation. And the main character in this book is there's twins, and the one girl, she escapes her family and their reputation for many years, and when this podcast comes back and her mother commits suicide because she can't handle the pressure and the craziness of it all, she's brought back to her hometown, and she's got to rekindle her relationship with her twin sister and just re-enter that horrible world that she ran away from many years ago. And they have to try and find out who really murdered their father. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't a massive fan of it, to be honest, when I listened to it on Audible, but it's because it has a different format. It's got tweets and stuff involved in it, and it's just a little bit different. And when you're listening to something like that on Audible, it just gives it a different feel because the hashtags are there, and it's just like at whoever, and then a sentence, and it's like hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag, and it's just like, oh my god, shut up. So I am looking forward to actually reading it like this, plus it is an absolutely stunning cover. So they're the books I'm going to be reading for the Thrillerathon. Like I said, I'm probably not going to get through all of them, but I am very excited to pick up The Woman in the Window first because it is something that I have been anticipating for a long time. Let me know if you're going to be participating in this readathon. I'm very excited to be joining you guys, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye!